Hey, how's it going everyone? Today we are going to take a look at Diablo 4's latest patch 1.1.2. This of course has not been released just yet. If you've been out of the loop, they've been giving us sort of a sneak peek. This sort of gives us a better idea of what to expect before the update does arrive. Now, we're not only going to be talking about the patch notes, we're going to be talking about you hardcore players out there that have completed the race, yet your name may not be on the Lilith statue for a terrible reason. And then to finish up the video, we're going to finish it up by talking about Malignant Hearts and a glitch that you absolutely need to try out before it is patched, because this is going to be fixed. And we're going to talk about all this within today's patch notes. What you can see right here towards the gameplay updates, quote, the wait time for a malignant monster to spawn after activating a Malignant Heart in the world has been reduced from 5 to 2 seconds. This is pretty cool because what's going to happen here is now we no longer have to have that additional 3-second wait time. Although it'd be cool if it was just instant. I don't see the real issue in it, but there's of course got to be something that might be buggy behind the scenes that we just don't know about. And right underneath this, there's another bulletin point that says, players are now in the trade channel by default. Navigate to the in-game setting to opt out. If this is something that you wish to do, you can definitely do that once this update is live. There, of course, is some bug fixes if we look down towards dungeon and events. If we take a look right here, it says, quote, fix an issue where nightmare dungeons could be repeated by promoting other party members to leaders. If you're not too sure how to do this, I will be showing you the exact steps later on in the video so you can do this exactly. Moving on towards the next bulletin point, it says fix an issue where the Gathering Legion event could stop progressing even after defeating all nearby enemies. This is something I've actually experienced myself, and I'm sure a lot of you have as well, where you would be within this event and then suddenly the enemies would stop spawning in for whatever reason. They've actually fixed this so we can now progress more into the event so we're not just stuck in one spot, overall failing it or just at least not completing it the way we would like to, which of course is grabbing all 3 chests. Now, what we're going to talk about next is for Druid. They've fixed an issue where boulder casts would not be able to deal 100% damage with the aspect of metamorphic stone equipped. This I've yet to experience. If you have, then hopefully this might make your day because they've actually fixed it. It's an issue that I was not aware of. And for the rest of the patch notes, I do not think it's worth mentioning. It's pretty much minimal. What we're going to talk about next is going to be for you hardcore players out there. Like I mentioned at the beginning, if you have completed the race and you were up there in the ranks, you're probably not going to find your name on the statue, and this is why. So if we take a look over at Twitter or X, whichever you prefer, we can see right here that Diablo 4 made a post about the latest statue. The person that he did mention within this post commented, sad times, I've posted about it a few times since then. It really just takes the wind out of my sails on this game again. Why give more time and effort to this company if they can't give something so basic correct? Adam Fletcher responded with, we actually did get this correct. Your account received a disciplinary action in another Diablo game that led to your permanent account closure from that game, which disqualifies you from this contest. This is stated in the rules of the contest. This, of course, is what Adam Fletcher said, and this is kind of surprising, I suppose. Yet it's something to take note of when you do purchase another Blizzard game, or matter of fact, the next Diablo game, whenever that does come out, is that if you do participate in the next race or whatever contest, you might just be disqualified for previous things. Like, for example, this guy did something, I guess, exploitive or did something strange that he shouldn't have done on his account, and it overall led him to a good old disqualification. And sure, it's kind of sucky, but well, it was written in the rules, I guess. And I'm interested in what you all think about this, and just let me know down below. We'll talk about it. We are now going to continue on and talk about the Nightmare Dungeon glitch that is going to be patched this upcoming next patch, which is 1.1.2. And it's probably coming up here next week or possibly this Friday, who honestly knows. What we're going to see here is that I'm going to receive an invitation from my friend, and he's going to send me one so that I can join him in this Nightmare Dungeon. It could literally be any dungeon. You can do this on any tier as well. We're going to then locate the dungeon, fast travel to the location, go inside, and then locate your buddy. What you do want to do is you want to complete the dungeon all the way, and then towards the end, you're going to want to do this next step that I'm about to show you. we're going to head towards our friend and we're going to tell them to send us a leader invitation. This way, they're going to try to promote us to the leader. What we are going to choose is the denied option, which you'll see that on the right side here. There's going to be an accept and there's going to be a decline option. We're going to deny it and we're just going to completely decline and then go to social, leave party, accept it, and then you're going to be then fading out and then going through a load-in screen. And once you're out of that load-in screen, you should be outside of the Nightmare Dungeon. Click on the Nightmare Dungeon and you should see that you're in the same exact copy of the dungeon before. The reason why, again, you're going to want to do this is because you can complete a whole entire Nightmare Dungeon, collect the XP, and then reset the dungeon by using this method. You of course want to use this method first, then complete the dungeon, and then have your buddy leave, send you an invite, and you can rinse and repeat it. What we're going to talk about next is something that has been going around quite a lot ever since I made the video. It's the Season 1 to Eternal Realm glitch. What you will notice when you try to do this, either two things can happen. You're either stuck in this loading queue screen, or you're going to be able to be sent into the game, yet you're not going to be able to see your buddy, or you're not going to be able to do anything at all. But pretty much this has been patched. I just wanted to let you guys know if you have been trying it out, or if you think you are doing something wrong. It's not you, it's actually patched. And last but not least, we're going to talk about a great way to farm Malignant Hearts as well as Wrathful Hearts after the latest patch. This is going to involve the great old, good old quest, as you guys all know, which has to do with the Season 1, and this is going to be the Cold Hard Truth. If you still have this, it is quite useful. What we're going to do is go inside this quest. We're going to go through it, and we're going to take out as many monsters as we possibly can, because there are some of those materials that can drop so that you can then use these to craft more of those Malignant Hearts, which is not a bad idea at all. The reason why I prefer this is because there's a bear at the end that does have a great chance at popping up a Wrathful Heart. And not only that, this can be done fairly quick. It's not a huge dungeon or whatever you want to call this. I suppose you could refer this as to a tunnel like they've done with the other ones, but regardless, this is within the side quests here, or the quest for Season 1. What we're going to do is go in and we're going to take out the enemies, but for the most part, I'm going to skip through this for video purposes. You can take out the enemies so that you have those materials that can pop up so that you can craft more of those Malignant Hearts. What you're going to see here halfway through is that there's going to be one fella that is definitely infected with the Malignant, so we're going to take him out. Grab the heart. Again, for video purposes, I'm going to skip this, go towards the right side, and there's this bear that I talked about briefly there at the beginning of this tutorial here, is that we're going to just basically go in, take out the bear, and then the heart will pop up. There's a good chance that a Wrathful Heart can pop up. If this is not the case, just go towards the emote wheel, and you're going to then leave the dungeon completely. You do need to take out some additional enemies because they will stop you from leaving. For example, right here you can see it's popping up, so I just got to take all these enemies out, and then I can go towards the emote wheel and I can leave the dungeon. With the latest patch, you are going to experience that delay between activating those hearts. If this is the case, what I would say is that you can actually just wait it out till patch 1.1.2 comes out, and you can take advantage of grabbing those hearts a little bit faster. But regardless, this is well worth farming. I know that there are some Malignant tunnels that you can utilize or farm. What I prefer is this because I can go in and out fairly quickly, probably faster than any Malignant tunnel because it is a pretty short quest here. And we can just go in and take out everything, rinse and repeat. And obviously you do want to reset the dungeon each time. I hope that this video has been helpful. If you guys have found it helpful, then let me know down below, or comment about what you think about the recent stuff with the hardcore players, because that is kind of a downfall for you guys out there that have reached 100 on a hardcore character. So yeah, thank you guys for supporting the video or the channel in general. Appreciate all the love and support, and I'll see you all in the next one.